Welcome to Unleashing Happiness. I am your host, Cecilia Hendricks, and I, like always, am super excited not only to be here, but that because you're here. And before we get started today, I actually wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who tunes in to listen. Like, I've got people that know me in, quote unquote, real life, and people that really only know me through my content creation who have reached out and have told me the impact that the podcast has had on their life, the impact that my content has had on their life, and the remarkable growth and changes that they've been able to see in their journey to creating a life they love using kind of the tips and tricks and the techniques that I have shared over the, past year and a half that I've been doing this podcast and my YouTube content and my Instagram and my TikTok and all of it. But they've been using these processes and these principles that I share and are just reaching out to me so much more lately about their own stories of growth and truly creating this beautiful life that they truly enjoy living. And I've realized over, especially the past couple months, that where I think my best knowledge and information comes from is teaching you how to manage your own emotional reactions to the world, right? And to the circumstances that you're presented with. Because regardless of what school of thought you're coming from, law of attraction, law of assumption, just personal development, personal growth, any of those are really coming down to the way that you react to the external world. Right? Everything comes from within. And when you're able to control your moods, and that doesn't mean deny your emotions, but control your moods and truly begin to make a choice in the way that you're going to react, make a choice in what you're going to dwell in, make a choice of how you're going to behave on a day-to-day basis. What habits are you going to continue? What routines are you going to fall into? This is truly when you start to expand and start to create a life that you love. This is when you start to manifest the things that you want. And it becomes not a absolute denial of everything that is going on around you, but it becomes an indifference and a choice of having faith in something that you may not see yet. And I believe, and I've seen through not only my own stories, but these stories that are being shared with me more and more, that the more often you are able to control your mood and truly redirect your thoughts and start making a choice instead of just unconsciously falling into whatever feeling pops up into your mind or your head and just follow that thought right down the rabbit hole, that the more that you do this, this is truly how you change your life. This is truly how you start to become the person that you want to be. This is truly how you start to manifest the things in your life that you want to manifest. And while I often talk about the fact that you first need to be aware of the thoughts that are in opposition to you, I want to talk today about our power of choice and how each choice that you make is actually directing your life, right? You're either going towards the things that you want or you are in complete opposition and just creating more self-imposed boundaries and limitations based on the choice that you made. Every choice that we make, depending on the direction that we go, is a creational act. So you are choosing in that moment what you're going to select for the version of you that you're working towards, right? So if you can imagine that you're on a fork in the middle of the road and you know that you want love in your life and you say, man, okay, I've got two options here. I can either pick up my phone and start scrolling Instagram to see if this ex of mine that I'm crazy about has been out with another woman, and that's to the right, right? So I can choose that path. This is the path that I continuously choose each day and am not getting the success that I want in life. Or on the left, there's this version of me that gets up, does things for myself, works on some joys and hobbies for me, focuses on my true inner feelings, not only towards that person, but towards the world at large, and the way that I'm treating and behaving myself, that's to the left. Now, if your outcome is that you want to be back with this ex, or you want to have a loving relationship, you want to know them, experience them, spend time with them, which one of these paths do you think is more in alignment with the person that you want to be? So you can imagine it even as vibrations being sent out. Every choice that you make is sending out a vibration. Is that vibration desperate? So then you're going to get desperate back. Is that vibration loved and cherished? Then you're going to get loved and cherished back. The whole world is a mirror towards your inner beliefs. And I've actually been reading a book lately, Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline Myss, and she's phenomenal. If you've not heard about her, I absolutely love her. And a friend of mine introduced me to her probably about 6 or 7 months ago. And I would say I started the book. I really enjoyed it. I put it down for some reason and didn't pick it back up for a while. And picking it back up lately has been like this, moment for me because it has just been phenomenal. And I feel like I'm getting so many nuggets. My books are so marked up. I buy these like little tabs so that I can remember the parts of my books that I like. I'll actually post that on my Instagram story, what the book looks like, so you can see it with all my tabs, because that's how much stuff I have found valuable and want to go back to, honestly, to also share with you. I want to take this information and share it with you. I want to experience it in my life and understand the things that resonate with me and then share them with you so that you can start to build this life that you want, because it is so available to you. And before I forget, if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Unleashing Happiness Podcast. So I'm pretty sure you can also find me by searching Cecilia Hendricks, but Unleashing Happiness Podcast is the handle itself. So all my readings today are going to come from this book called Anatomy of the Spirit. I'll leave a link for that book down below as well if you would like to look at purchasing it. It's phenomenal. I am loving it. I highly recommend. So she says here, every choice we make contributes a subtle current of our energy to our universe, which is responsive to the influence of human consciousness. Managing the power of choice with all its creative and spiritual implications is the essence of the human experience. All spiritual teachings are directed towards inspiring us to recognize that the power to make choices is the dynamic that converts our spirits into matter, our words into flesh. Choice is the process of creation itself. And I want you to think about this again, to the example that I led before. When you are faced with a choice, you have to decide, am I going towards what I want in life, or am I going towards what I don't want, right? Am I still giving attention and focus and my power over, my creational power over to this thing that I no longer want to experience? And I'm going to be honest with you. I have a relationship that I continually do this. Right? Like, it is not where it is super easy to just change this. Sometimes there are things that are built in the subconscious that you kind of have to overcome. And I think this is why you can do some work on looking at your behaviors. How do you view the relationships that you're struggling with? What are some what are some emotional holds that you have and some beliefs that are limiting you from moving forward? And when I say that I have a relationship that I'm struggling with this, I mean, I truly am. I will see when things start to work out beautifully and the relationship is kind of garnering the love that I would truly like to see in it. And then I have moments where it kind of crashes down, and I can tell that that is because of my own inner choices and the external ones, right? The place that I'm putting my attention, the place where I'm putting my creational power is not actually into the loving relationship that I would like to have. It is my own self-doubts, my own insecurities, my own need for validation that usually is bubbling up. And I recognize that this is something that I have to work on. I have other relationships that are phenomenal, and I've been so happy that I've been able to move forward in the way that I have and continuously grow and expand in those relationships in love. That doesn't mean everything's always going to work out exactly as you want. You can be aware of it and still be like, why do I keep doing this? I really share this just so that you understand that we are all vulnerable in this together. We are all kind of recognizing these patterns in ourselves and overcoming them. While you can have many areas of wonderful success and lots of loving relationships, you can still have one that you continue to have hiccups in. I think you can see this a lot through many people. I know a lot of my clients work on this, where they say, well, I've got this great relationship with my friends. I have a wonderful relationship with my spouse, but I'm struggling with my parents. Or I have all these women that are coming into my life and I'm super excited about that and I feel really good, but I've got this one that just won't unblock me or that I keep struggling with. And then what you need to do is really look at the choices you're making in that specific area. So let's say that it's not a loving relationship or a romantic relationship, but you're struggling at work. What are the choices that you're making there? Where are you placing the energy that you're putting out into the universe? Like you're sending it out with the choices you're making. Where are you placing it? I'm going to go back to the book and read one of my favorite parts. And she says, we are physical beings and energy beings. But since the physical world cannot be controlled, the task before us is to master our inner responses to the external world, our thoughts and emotions. So when we talk about this, I want to talk a little bit about this like physical and energy world, right? So we essentially, our world is shaped by the energy that we're putting out, what we have internally, the way that we're focusing, our concept of self, the I am that we're holding true. That energy is what is creating the world that we're experiencing. It shapes our perspectives. It shapes the way that we view ourselves, the way we treat ourselves, the way we treat others, and the way that things are mirrored back to us. But we are in a physical world. You are not ever going to be able to control every aspect of your life. And releasing some of that need for control is truly how you can start to just like feel better, live better, and not be so caught up. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, but like I used to do techniques because I wanted an outcome so badly, right? So I was trying to control either a person or an event or a circumstance so badly that I would focus on this one technique over and over and over. And I just figured, oh, if I could just get this right, then I could control this perfectly. And that is not the key here. The key is to learn how to control your reactions. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying this because I'm saying you can't have the things or you can't have the love or you can't have the relationship. All of this is to get you to that point that you're living a life that you love and you feel good in and that you want to experience, right? This isn't about just feeling good that nothing ever works out. That's not the point. But when you can control your emotions and feelings and thoughts to the external world and you can remain internally focused, this is when you're going to start to see amazing and massive breakthrough. So this next part is also from the book. It's actually the last piece I'm going to read, but I want you to really think about these words that I'm saying. You may want to even pause or re-listen to these because when I read this, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, this is something to keep in mind. The non-physical world of divine energy has more authority than the physical world of form and matter. Now, when we place this into the choices that you're making, I want you to think about this for a minute. When you make a choice, you are sending out energy for that choice. And you're either saying, I'm in alignment with this thing that I want, or I'm in opposition of this thing that I want. I'm in alignment with the person I want to be. I'm in opposition of the person that I want to be. Our physical reality is not as powerful, as strong as our divine energetic reality. And since we are energy being and physical beings, this energy is what creates in your life. This is how you start to create a life that you love. This is how you truly manifest. It's not about doing some special technique. It's about in the choices that you make each and every day, every single morning, every single evening, the way that you're talking to others, the thoughts that you're dwelling in, the way that you're presenting yourself, the way you're talking to yourself. And you can start to shift this by making small changes to the choices you're making. So make a small change to the way that you're spending your morning. Make a small change to the way that you spend your drive to work. Make a small change to the way that you talk about yourself every day. Make a small change to the way that you talk to others or the way you present yourself or reach out to the ones that you love and you care about. These small choices are actually what will create the life you are seeking. I hope that you found that helpful. I hope that some of this is going to sit in your mind and create some of these changes that you're looking for so that you can start to expand. Really, we are learning how to control your emotional reactions, how to choose the moods, how to choose where you're going to dwell. It's truly choosing your state and where you're going to be. And if you would like more assistance in something like this, I'm actually launching a brand new course that I have never done before. I'm so excited about it. It's launching in 2 weeks on February 10th. And the course is literally designed to teach you how to choose your moods. So I am really looking forward to it. I'm going to be sharing more on my YouTube and on my Instagram channel over the next couple weeks. But if you want to truly learn how to manage your own emotional reactions and remain focused on the things that you want in life, this course is definitely for you. Registration is going to open this Friday on January 31st. And if you sign up before the 10th, right? So if you sign up before February 10th, you're actually also going to be included in a live group coaching session. There is going to be the opportunity to sign up for continuous group coaching sessions. But if you want to just do the course and then have a live coaching session, one will be at the beginning of the course launch and then one will be at the end. So if you have some additional questions, it's a perfect time to ask. But you're only going to get that if you sign up before February 10th. So if you sign up on February 10th or after, then that offer is not going to be available. But for anybody who signs up before that, we are going to be doing some live coaching sessions with me where you'll get the opportunity to ask your very specific questions. And you can either submit those in advance or ask them actually on the call itself. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this. And truly, when I have spoken to many clients and I have worked with people one-on-one, what we keep coming down to is like, I get it. I understand this stuff, but I need to understand how to actually keep control of my moods. I need to know how can I make that choice that I want to in that moment, right? Because when the moment comes up, you have to be in a position that you can pause and make the choice that you want. And this course is going to teach you exactly how to do that. It is a process that I have used repeatedly for myself. I have used it for many, many clients. I have had clients receive, their loved ones back. I have had clients tell me that they have gotten the jobs that they wanted, that they have manifested things for their loved ones, that they have actually been able to get out of bed from depressive states, that they have truly expanded into becoming the person that they want to be. And I am ready to take this out to everybody. I'm so excited. So with that, I wish you nothing but the very best. If you have any questions, you can always email me, unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. And as a small disclaimer at the end, I just want to add that this podcast is truly for educational and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed therapist, and in no way should the information that I'm providing be replacing if you need to speak to a licensed therapist. So if you struggle with feeling like you're going to hurt yourself or hurt others, I'm going to strongly recommend that you reach out to somebody in your area that can definitely help you. And I wish you nothing but the very best in that. I think sometimes that is the best path for you to take, for you to be able to get the help that you need and to truly just start to feel like you're more yourself. I always like IFS therapists. I'm not saying that's the way that you have to go, but that has been the work that I have enjoyed for myself. And so you may want to look if you can find someone who is specialized in the IFS therapy. So that's parts therapy, internal family systems. It's quite beautiful. I've talked about it a little bit on here. I've definitely loved the books about it. But again, as not someone who is not a licensed therapist, I want to make sure that you're getting the help that you truly need if you do need that help. So again, have a beautiful week. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will be back.